How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. We were just talking about how we were feeling, and everybody. I'm gonna ask you before I tell you what everybody else did. How you feeling?
Coming in hot. Coming in on two wheels.
Well, we are starting with the sound bath tonight, and then we're going to go into the artist way after that. Um,
Okay.
so get yourself settled in. Please put in headphones for those who do not already have them in. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Um, if you hadn't planned to lay down, then just relax with maybe a journal and put in your headphones. And we're just gonna take maybe 15 minutes here to just rest in sound. And so if you are so called, begin to just feel into your breath. Allow yourself to arrive. Hello, Miss Winfrey Harris. Thank you for joining us. We
Hello.
Hi. We are starting off with a little sound here for the next 10 to 20 minutes. And so just allow yourself to let all the uh choices that you had to make just to be here and all the tech issues that you may have encountered as I have. Just allow them to begin to fall away as you breathe in just a little bit deeper. Allow your belly to rise as you inhale and allow your belly to fall as you exhale. Allow that movement at your own pace, welcoming your inhalation with the rise of your belly, deepening your exhalation as you allow your belly to fall. And maybe you just notice what needs your attention just a little bit more for you to be just a little bit more comfortable. Allowing your awareness to arrive at the present moment. Just noticing your breath. Perhaps with the next breath, you soften your shoulders just a little bit more. Maybe you begin to notice where your root is supported, the back of your legs, your tailbone, your shoulders, your shoulder blades, the back of your head, Just allow yourself to notice what you notice. And maybe as you're noticing where your root can fall heavy, because there is something underneath you that is always and constantly supporting you. Just notice what that is in this moment. Maybe it's your bed, maybe it's a chair, maybe it's the floor. Allow yourself to feel fully supported by the earth and all its bounty beneath you. Again, allowing yourself to be present in the moment. There's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere that you need to be. Just allowing your belly to expand as you inhale and collapse into the support beneath you as you exhale. Perhaps as you exhale, you begin to surrender. Allow yourself to trust. That all that you bring is supported and held. There are many generations within our ancestry where this sense of safety, this sense of being held, supported, abundant, was something that was just prayed for. Allow those ancestors who prayed allow their essence to be felt as you gently inhale, and when you exhale, surrendering to those prayers long held for hundreds and hundreds of years. Allow the weight of the world to drop away. Allowing yourself to gently come back to the present moment, feeling again your belly, inhale and exhale. Perhaps you welcome attention in the center of your chest or in your heart space. Allowing your heart to speak to you of whatever it feels in this moment. And perhaps you speak to your heart and give it a small token of gratitude for simply functioning. Right? Your physical heart has been keeping you alive without any attention. And your spiritual heart has been lovingly protecting and expanding you, regardless of the attention that you give it, right? And just allowing yourself to feel into your heart. And as we move forward, allowing curiosity and open mindedness to lead the way.
Recording in progress.
Sorry to interrupt y'all like that. That wasn't what I meant to push. But welcome, welcome, welcome to the Artist Way Masterclass. The Artist Way has been kind of calling me for a while. So as you kind of readjust and bring yourself back into attention, I'd love for anybody who is awake and with me to give me a thumbs up so I can move forward. Hey, Fawn, okay, you're there. All right, cool. I got a bunch of thumbs up. This is awesome. All right, so welcome to your body. Welcome back to Earth. Um, that sound bath was quite even moving for me. I went through all seven chakras, aligning us, but there was a lot of energy around us being able to tell the truth, us having the courage to speak our truths. So, what really stood out was the solar plexus chakra, which I know you've all heard me say yellow is like the Beyonce color or the color of the lion or the color of the confidence, right? So there was a lot of confidence played after I got everybody rooted and grounded. And then there was a lot of throat chakra that came up, right? So this is our space where we feel the courage to speak what is really, really, really real and true for us, but also having confidence in perhaps new routines, right? Or new truths that we are bringing into our lives that we have probably, maybe you've never tried um, before, but it feels more natural or it feels more in flow. Um, Lately, since the fall equinox, my schedule in terms of like what time I'm waking up and like how my morning routine and all that stuff has been, which has been very, very solid for the last 3 to 4 years. Like all of a sudden, I feel the need to drink a different tea or start my meditations at a different time or whatever the case may be. But I kept reminding myself that to have compassion and say, like, maybe a new me is blooming, right? I just finished Circle Intensive. I've timeline jumped into a new reality. And so instead of hazelnut coffee, maybe I'm just peppermint tea in the morning, right? So just being true to what your own truth is and what your own flow is, right? So I invited all of y'all to this intensive because the Artist Way is really a life-changing course for anyone who is looking to really create something or really align with their highest and their best. And it's intense. Like it's taking me, I mean, I've been asked to do this intensive for spirit for quite a while, and I really shied away from it because it is a lot of work. There are activities that we will be going over. There are deep dives. There are actual action steps that you are required to take every single week. Um, and you'll see how all this comes together when we go through kind of the book and what it outlines for us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. I know some of you said you might need to jump off early, and you can certainly do that if need be. And of course, all of this will be on a replay. All right. All right, now y'all, my computer is doing what it's doing. So be patient with me as I go really slow with this, with changing these slides and what have you. All right. Everybody can see my screen, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's like, where did my voice go? All righty. All right, this is me. I'm Shayna. I am a mother. I don't know if I think everybody here knows that I'm somebody's mama and grandma now, a healer and an entrepreneur. I started healing circles as like sleepovers. So this is what the picture kind of reminded me of. I remember going deep, 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 deep with my friends about things that they were going through in their family when we would just have sleepovers and it'd be 3 or 4 of us, right? And then I remember my first formal, like, you got to do a ritual or bring folks together. I was in college and it was my final for a class in Africana studies or something. And they were like, you should do the closing ritual. And so I gathered some my classmates and we did a burn, where you write and you journal down the things that you wanted to let go of. And I did not realize that that is therapy. That is therapy. I became an initiated healer, a Mami Wata voodoo priestess when I was in my early 20s. Again, a cart before the horse type situation. A lot of people who have spiritual gifts also, they can hear and sense things, and it was driving me nuts. I've been going to so many different readers and going to different retreats and everything, trying to figure out why I had these sensitivities or why I felt so sensitive all the time. And so I initiated into voodoo, and there is when I pretty much started my Harry Potter school. And not unknowingly, I just knew that I loved ritual. I knew I loved the ancestors. I knew that it came from Africa. Whatever was going on with me was very African based. And so I started to learn the old alchemy of voodoo. Voodoo, for those who don't know, voodoo just means spirit. It in Mami Wata, the tradition is really those who speak to spirit clairvoyantly. who also are trained to use herbs and herbal medicines to be able to cleanse folks' auras or to heal them internally if we, have that kind of gift, to heal people energetically, to be able to call things through prayer, through incantation, to shift and to heal the planet. um, so I am an initiated healer in the old West African voodoo of Togo and Benin. When you see all of those, the homie warriors that you see on Wakanda, those were my ancestors. And if you have this gift, which probably most of you all do, in terms of being able to connect with your ancestors, whether they be a person who just passed 3 weeks ago, or if it's someone who you've never seen, they will come to you in your dreams. You will have visions of them. You may see some kind of hear some type of stories about certain energies or spirits, and all of a sudden you just get very emotional, right? Those are all kind of signs that you are probably have some type of spiritual gift, and that you've been born during this time to use that gift. So I'm now a master's level intern therapist, working with plant medicine, because like I said before, in voodoo we use a lot of plants. I've been doing ceremonies since I was 19, 20 years old with peace pipes and psychedelics, and thought this whole time that it was just super duper spiritual. And now I've been introduced to the white side of psychedelics, and I didn't realize that they were using medicinal mushrooms in raves, and that it was a whole party thing. I'd always used it in ceremony, and so now I'm looking to bring those ceremonies back to our lives, back to indigenous African folks, so that we can reclaim what really is ours, so it won't be outlawed as some kind of party drugs and they're just mushrooms from nature, or weed and marijuana from the sun. Like, it's completely prohibited for a completely different reason. So now I also hold space and help visionaries to really just call in their highest self, right? To really align with their highest self. What voodoo and all these different iterations of my life taught me is that we all have this innate gift within, and it comes from the creator. And it comes from creativity, it comes from joy, it comes from love. All of those things create a oneness or a collective consciousness. I believe that collective consciousness can talk to us through our dreams. A lot of times they talk to us through our meditation states. That's why all traditions talk about having periods of stillness, or periods where you fast, periods where you listen a little bit closer to your heart. And I believe that a lot of us have been, for generations, robbed of our dreams through capitalism, through workaholism, through feeling as if we are not worthy or worth less because of our ancestry, and it's just super duper ingrained in our subconscious. And so I'm here to lift the veil of that, right? To help as many of us as I can really, really align with their God self, and not have to depend on anything outside of themselves to get the resources that they need, whether they be financial, whether they be spiritual, or even if they are in relationship or health wise. It's all the answers are literally within you, and you can magnetize them towards you. So that's what I'm here to teach. So now that I've given you a big blurb about me, can you please tell me why you are here? Right? Tell me why you are here. If you want to, you can take yourself off mute, or you can throw a response in the chat.
I can say it easier than I can write it. One, because you're fabulous.
Thank you.
And I always enjoy my time with you and working with you. And two, because I love the Artist Way, but I have never I bought it for the first time, I mean, probably more than a decade ago, but have never completely incorporated it into my life. And I'm working on kind of a passion project that I want to make sure I make time for in the midst of other things for my own healing and evolution. So I'm really excited about this opportunity to do it and to do it with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, and so I am here because you're a very dope soul, and layering that on top of the magic that I also know to be true that's in the artist way. It's like just a phenomenal time, and um, the morning pages were like revolutionary and have like changed my whole world. And so to be able to do this in community is a real gift, and so much gratitude, to you to offer this. So I'm just eager to learn more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Fawn.
Yes. I'll just second everything they said that you are dope. Um, but I'm here to learn and to continue to learn. I've done a lot of work on myself, a lot of rituals alone, and I want to become an initiated healer myself and share that with my community. So I'm really here to learn.
Kente.
Yes, bottom line, it came at the right time. Um, and this I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, you know.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you. Yetta.
I put mine in the chat.
Okay. And Aisha.
I can't say it any better than everyone else. I'm
Okay.
admitting everything they said.
All right. Awesome sauce. All right, y'all. I have to uh I have to second Tamara's comment of having the book. So many people have the book forever and never, or they do a couple weeks and be like, ah, shit. No. And that's another reason, like the same thing that I was saying, like it took a lot to say, okay, I'm gonna do this intensive, because not only does the intensive take me through it, but then I'm holding space for hundreds of spirits and souls as I'm going through it as well, right? So it was like, okay, y'all, this is a big ask because this takes you all the way back to your childhood and different things. And okay. But I'm very, very confident. Um, I'm very confident that we can do it. And it really, really based on the enormous shift of tides that have happened within the last 12 to 18 months. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, okay, 12 weeks ain't shit no more. Like we are going to like blink and we're all going to be together at retreat. Like it's going to go so freaking fast. And that's needed, right? Because we're literally bombarded with some new rule or law or issue every time we pick up our phone. Right? So it is definitely time to step out of the matrix, and step into our true God selves. Right? So the Artist Way Book Club Intensive, y'all took this picture. I don't even know how long ago. I guess one day I knew I was going to have a book club and I was going to be in my bonnet in bed. So it is absolutely a professional photo that is like somewhere in Adobe as like Black woman reads book in bed or something. It's like stock photo somewhere. Um, but the book club, the details. So weekly, for those of you all who do not have the book, these are the deets, right? 12-week course. And you're going to have weekly to-do activities, right? When I say to-do activities, she has about 8 to 10 questions that she asked you about in the book and asked you to journal about. These things make you reflect in a really, really deep way. Monthly, in order to get support for all that you're going through, we're going to meet up online, similar to what we're doing today. We're going to have sound bath. We're going to get to share. We're going to get to not share if we don't feel like it, but we're just going to come together, right? We're going to touch and agree. And then you're also going to have a one-on-one solo with me. This is kind of, for me, one of my favorite parts, because we get to hang out one-on-one. We get to do a sound bath alignment. We get to talk about whatever is coming up for you. But mostly we just get to keep all your energetic centers where they're supposed to be. Right? It's a keep you prayed up one-on-one, is what I like to call it. And then you're also going to have some partner work. And this is going to be completely voluntarily for you. I will, if we need to, I will assign some folks for you. If you have somebody that you know is our besties, I know River and Tamara might want to be bestied up for this. That's perfect, right? If you got someone that you know that you would like to do this with, then I absolutely encourage you to do that. If you're in a relationship, if you are married or in something serious and you want to do this book with them, please bring them into the intensive and do it together. It will absolutely strengthen your relationship and deepen it in any relationship that you're in, going through the Artist Way together. I am personally doing the Artist Way right now with my sister and my mom. And my sister said, I don't want to share with mom. I was like, we just come to the house. You don't have to share anything. You can just talk to me. Like, I'll be your partner and I'll be mama's partner and it'll be okay. Right. So many things will be revealed that, again, your relationship is gonna deepen, but it's very intimate, right? And that's why I say, if you're in relationship with someone already and you want to do this with your partner at home, then that it's a perfect course for that as well. Or your bestie who probably knows all your stuff and won't be upset when you snot cry. That's the type of levels we talking about. Okay. So the weekly expectations, right? I made this as a hodgepodge because your inner child is going to be getting to play. You are going to have to do these things called morning pages. Morning pages is 3 full pages of free writing. Anything that comes to your brain. It is not meant for you to write a book. If you choose to use this every single day to write your book, then absolutely. You may discover afterwards that you've written a whole play. You don't know what's going to happen, right? You are just going to these pages. Now, if you've been in my intensive before, there is a huge, huge emphasis on meditation. This is your daily meditation. This is your daily devotion. This is your time with spirit, right? One of the reasons that this is so exciting for me is because it's through journaling or morning pages like this that I really actually learned how to connect with source. I read the book Conversations with God. I noticed how he was saying that he was just writing things out. I started doing the same thing, and then I started to receive answers, right? So there's a whole nother spiritual gift that unlocked with me by just being able to put pen to pad without kind of thinking about it being structured in any kind of way. And so many answers came to me. You can do pen or paper, but also welcome watercolors, right? Welcome emailing yourself every day. Welcome speaking into some type of voice note apparatus every day, if that's what you want to do, right? But you're just flowing as freely as possible and getting it documented somewhere, right? Weekly artist date. She's asking you just to go kick it for at least 2 hours each week. Try something new. Do something you've never done. Do something that you have done, but just do it in like a new way, right? So I'm a person who goes to movies by myself, but I'm not going to scary movies by myself. So maybe I'll try a scary movie by myself. I'm not doing that. I'm not. But if you want to try something new, that might be the something new, right? But the weekly artist date, again, it doesn't have to be a whole day. We're talking about a date. Dates traditionally are just a few hours. You're just doing something new. You're doing it every week and you're staying as much as you can devoted to that. You're also your group session, right? So every month, we already have two that are already unlocked, right? You already have your group session that you're going to do with me one-on-one once a month. So that counts. You've got another one with the entire group that's signed up, right? That we're going to be retreating together. But then the other 2 weeks, that's where your partner comes in, right? That's where you have the conversations about your synchronicities or what things came up, or just say, I'm resting and I don't want to share shit, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, y'all both agree on it and, keep it moving, right? But you know that for sure you have at least, 2 solid sessions where you're going to be able to vent. You can let things go. You can do all the things, right? I don't even know what just happened. Did I miss? Oh, they're kind of out of order. Okay, so this is giving you a little bit of idea of when you sign up what to be expecting, right? So our first meetup will be 12/21, 11 a.m. Eastern time. January will be the 18th. So December 21st is our opening. Very, very important. It is the winter solstice. Happy full moon to everybody. This is a full moon weekend. January 18th, February the 22nd. I didn't realize it was going to be a 222, but it is a 222. And then we gather together in March, right, for 3 days and 2 nights in person. We're going to do our retreat. So your meetups, when you sign up, you schedule your meetup, right? So you're going to get a code. The code is going to give you a bunch of letters basically to put into the system when you're ready to schedule me on Acuity. And so that's going to be based on your own time. And it's completely up to you to fulfill it for that month, right? I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to do any of that. You're just like doing it on your own. If you get to February and you haven't done any of them, right? If we have time, maybe I'd be able to do all 3 of them for you in that month. I seriously doubt it, but that might be how it flows for you, right? So however your one-on-ones, but I planned it so that you would at least have a one-on-one with me every single month to support you through it, but it's up to you to schedule. All right, nitty gritty of what each week promises to transform in you, right? So the first week, she's just introducing things. She's awakening your creative self. When I'm saying she, I'm talking about Julia, who is the writer of the book. Weeks 2, you're listening to your inner voice, right? So again, you see underneath every single one is 3 like highlights of what that week is going to bring out in you. 3 big steps or 3 self-realizations that you're going to be recognizing every single week, right? So identifying the inner critic, reframing negative self-talk, building self-compassion. Week 3, play and permission, right? Just giving yourself a week to be you before you were 7 years old, right? Courage. Sorry, I can't see y'all. Uh-oh. Sorry, hold on 1 second. All right, I'm not gonna push any more buttons because that's what happens when I push buttons. Courage and trust. That's All I needed to do was just be able to see. All right, week 5, identity and authentic expression. I feel like by week 4, we're going to be having our group. Week 5, walking into that whole identity and authentic expression is kind of where things really start to transform. Week 6, creativity and spirituality. Week 7, abundance and receiving. Let me tell y'all, this abundance and receiving week will be bringing you some good luck. It's a completely new way of looking at things. Week 8, boundaries and protection. Really love this week because what you brought in abundance, a lot of us, we are so apt to give it away. And so creating boundaries and protection around all that has flowed into our lives is super duper important. Week 9, compassion and forgiveness. Week 10, risk and adventure, stepping outside the comfort zone, which again, we have been already pushing for many, many weeks now. So really taking yourself to a whole new height. Week 11, resilience and commitment. So sustaining creativity during obstacles, building daily and weekly structures, and recommitting to personal creative goals. So this is a week that I feel like really carries you through the rest of the year, right? Because we're going to be ending in March. But when you're building weekly and daily structures within a framework of your new authentic self, you're able to sustain alignment in a completely different way. Again, so many people are going to be starting the new year with hopes, goals, and dreams that they're not going to fulfill. You will have already started from December 21st, making and creating a new life for yourself within 2026, right? And so as 2026 continues on, week 11 is really teaching you how to shore that up, really how to really live your life from this new creative God self that you've discovered over the past 10 weeks. And then week 12 is celebration and integration. So that's when we're getting together, right? That's when we are going to be meeting on the mountain. I specifically chose a mountainous because I'm living in Asheville, but it also reminds me of limitlessness. Like there's something about mountains, and when you are at the top of a mountain, that really makes you feel and know that you are connected to something that is so much bigger, that you are a small speck, but yet gravity keeps you here to make a really, really huge impact in the same way that the mountains do. So I'm really excited to bring you to Asheville to go to the mountain and also to go to the waterfalls and also just to have time where it's just quiet, where you can hear every single bird, where you can truly, truly smell the spring blooming. Like it's wild. Like they have so many wildflowers, so many incredible herbs that are just growing in every corner of everywhere. So it really puts you in touch with this abundant, caring, fruitful, just really loving energy that healing that is so promised through the waters here. So Asheville was built around a healing waters or hot springs, and there's still a hot springs that's about 30 minutes away from me. And hot springs they just have natural mineral resources in them, and so they created a whole resort for like wealthy folks back in the day. And now the whole town is basically built around this concept of natural healing. And then of course I get called to work here, so it feels like super duper perfect. But I can really truly say that the energy of those healing springs and the indigenous, everybody recognizes indigenous folks and healing and their ancestry within that here. This is the first place that I've ever been that white folks are like, oh no, this is Indian, like this is Cherokee country. The reservation is right up the street. Like, yeah, we know that this is exactly what it is. And they welcome and practice their old ways, no matter where they're from. There are people here who are Gaelic. I don't really know what Gaelic is, but they practice old Gaelic ways, right? They really are very true to their ancestry here. So um, I'm really excited to bring more African and indigenous people to this area so they can also reclaim um, the Americas that they originally are from, not having been brought here from slavery at all. Those who have mixed, those who thrived once they got here because they met with so many welcoming indigenous folks. So reclaiming that heritage in that land as our own as well, right? I went on and on before I could even get to this point. So I'm telling you all this great stuff, and I want to take you to the website. This is where I'm really excited about taking you all. This is where I've been sharing online. Let's see if I can bring this up. Well, holy moly, oh my, you're the apple of my eye. Boy, I never loved you. Holy moly, oh my. So this little tiny house community has all of these very cool, very essential spaces that you can show you guys just a few. And then, of course, I'm going to send you on the websites to see. There's a spaceship. This one is really they all have different themes. I think this is just going to show the outside. Oh, it said, honey, you done clicked too many times. So this is where you will be staying. If you don't want to stay in any of the tiny houses, this one is really they have Harry Potter themes, they have galaxy themes. Yes, you can really rent spaceship. And like I said, you can also, there are beautiful, beautiful mountaintops, other mountaintop amenities that you can rent. There's an amazing, amazing, amazing hotel downtown called Restoration. Literally, I was like, one of these days I'm going to have a retreat at Restoration. For it to be called that as a hotel is pretty dope. And hold on, let me get to the end here. And I have a little bit of a retreat schedule already kind of made up just so that you know what you will be arriving to. Going to be coming in on Friday. We're going to have an opening circle. We're going to have our evening sound bath. Then we're just going to go to bed because most of us have been traveling pretty far. Then the next day, we're going to have what's kind of a half silent retreat and half hike day, right? Silent retreats have really, really, really transformed how I stay in alignment. And so I wanted to offer those. I've been to silent retreats in the past. Shorter ones, and I feel like you have to kind of step into them. You shouldn't do just like a 10-day silent retreat on your own. So I'm introducing the concept of just having a half day of a silent retreat on that Saturday, and then by lunch we will break by having conversation if we want. We'll then go on a waterfall hike together. We'll do our photos, all those kind of things, do a short meditation there, and then come back, have dinner, do a sound bath, and then the next day we will just close out and have a closing ceremony. All right. Thank you, y'all, for listening to the whole rest and not falling asleep on me like that. I appreciate you so, so, so much. Shoot me with any questions.
What will be the next step?
The next step is signing up. That's the next step. So I am going to have another class like this one in March. You're, of course, invited to come. But the next step is signing up. And then December 21st, we will all be meeting up. And I guess I need to put the...
And will you send us all the links to sign up?
Yeah. And I'll leave you one here too. Let me just get it. Anybody else have any questions while I'm going through this? No questions?
I have a question.
Go
So I've heard of the book, but I've never read it.
ahead.
So I'm going to order it, but can you connect with me how it connects to like spirituality?
Yes, thank you for asking that, because a part of what I wanted to share about going through this process is that, especially just even in the very first week, she will do the way that she sets it up is for artists and creatives, right? And as I was doing the journaling prompts and exercises, I found myself putting wherever she would put artist, I would put healer, right? So what I think and probably know is going to happen with many of us is that wherever she's putting like artists, we're going to be putting in the thing that we're aspiring to be, do, etc. Right? So for me, my journey with the Artist Way is really about, again, becoming a even more aligned healer. And so as I'm journaling, going through it, there are these creative processes that will come to me that really will spawn, like from me remembering in my childhood some of the things that I did to help folks heal or what have you, which is what I was sharing about the fifth grade thing. That's something that came up during the Artist Way, because I was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this kind of work since I was blah, blah, blah age. Like, and I didn't even know that that's what it's called, right? Because I put in what it is that I am trying to expand, right? Whatever in my life that I know that I am trying to do and expand. And that's what I want everybody to do. I don't want them to come in thinking that it has to be some type of creative pursuit. Although I know there's so many of us who write, and so many of us who speak. And so it helps in that regard as well, but it also again helps you to realign to that God self within you, so you will just naturally fall into what it is that, you know what I'm saying, that you are going to be creating in the Artist Way. what I love about it is I understand creativity, and I've always understood creativity or artists as people who just speak with spirit. Like somehow they get a download and then they paint this thing, right? Like they get the inspiration to somehow share this with the outside world. And so in that, we're all artists. All of us are here, like really creating something and doing our best to share it with the world. And so she helps us to realign with that and to also share it and to actually live it in real life, not just as a theory. It then becomes our actual reality.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking that. That was something that I wanted to bring up, but didn't make a slide for it. So my mom, the reason that I even mentioned my family is because um, my mom just retired. So this is like a super important time for a woman who's been ambitious her whole life and has worked for the medical system her whole life to recreate herself as what is it that she wants to be now. She doesn't know. She will volunteer herself for things that maybe she doesn't even want to do because she just wants to feel useful. And so this is something I wanted her to do so that there's something within her that could bloom, you know? And then my sister is going through a divorce. So after 20 some years of being married, she's been with the same person since she's 16 years old. Now she's in her late 30s. So it's like, whoa, who am I now? What do I need to blossom and unfold? And so that's the reason that all three of us are doing it together, because we're not necessarily thinking of ourselves as artists, but we need something to be aligned and created in a new and different way.
Hey Shannon, can you share a bit more with the one-on-one sessions with you, a bit more about what you're envisioning during that time?
So you've had a sound bath with me solo, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's very similar to that, right? It's time for us just to be together, for us to just read the energy through the bowls, begin to have a conversation about the things that came up, the things that you dreamed and saw. And again, just keeping you in alignment with whatever your ancestors are whispering to you, right? And really giving a good foundation for that in a one-on-one way.
I know. Got you. This has been really good, just to like really ground and appreciate you walking through the different weeks, but then like, the book, but then also like really explaining what the container, that you're creating and that we're like co-creating together, because that what that would look like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that's one of the most beneficial things about what is happening collectively. You know what I mean? Is that we're starting to understand better what it means by like what it is that I think goes out into the universe and it touches you.
Right.
Right? Like we don't really necessarily understand why, but we know that collectively we're doing something. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it matters. And I think that I believe in community. I think all Black people believe in community. I mean, the family reunion is, you know what I mean? It's like a testament to said all, you know what I mean? Us always banding together and sticking together and being able to get through this shit. But we get bashed a lot for not being the best business owners, or to not being sisterly to each other, or our husbands not being good to wives and only going to white women, and you know what I mean, like all of these crazy things that like are so divisive in our community, and they still are. Like that whole thing with what's his name, Kirk or whatever. I got so many people call. We're just like, I'm so mad at my timeline. I can't believe this and this and this and that. It's another thing that just like is constantly shooting at us, that's dividing us. You know what I mean? So it's so important for us to be able to lean in because we are our traditions. You know what I mean? I feel like African Americans are their own tribe. We don't have to say that we claim that this, or yes, we have ancestry in that, but all of us, we our own tribe. We got our own ritual. We do shit our own way. You know what I mean? And coming together and being able to pray for one another has always gotten us through. Like it's gonna get us through. It's gonna get us elevated and expanded because once the sleeping giant really awakens, there's no force that can touch us.
Mhm.
So the community part of it, that's 100% like that has to happen. That has, yeah. And the getting together at the end. I've done a lot of intensives that like I don't have anything at the end, it's still online. And now that we can actually be in each other's presence, I think that like coming out of these screens and being able to be like, no, in 3D, like I fucks with you in 3D. Yes. I think that's important too. Even if just for a night or two, right? Just it's important.
And so Shayna, is so the monthly cost, or if you pay in full, but the cost for the book club intensive, does it include the retreat piece or is
It
that in addition to?
the retreat and includes the food, but it does not include the lodging because I wanted you all to pick your own lodging, right?
Got
Those little places are so unique. Like I didn't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna pick these five. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted people to be able to like pick their own space. Um, the spaces also say that they hold four, but there's mostly only two beds. So again, that comes into with your partner, right? Being like, okay, do I want to sleep in the same bed? Do we want to? How do we want to do this? Blah blah blah. So I think that was why
Yep.
I think that is important. And I'm picky. I'm a girl, and I just be like, look,
Right.
I done been in situations where I was like, they don't got nothing but a sheet and a little pallet. Uh-uh. I wish I would have just went to the hotel. Like,
No, hypocrisy only goes so far sometimes. It was cute then, it ain't cute now.
cute. And now it's like, no, okay. And I am 100% a part of the Rich Aunties Club, baby. And I need shit to be okay. I'm American. American. Okay.
Oh my God.
Bye, Yetta. Yeah, so I would need some little plushness and what have you. So I thought that it was important that everybody kind of just choose their own space. And if nothing there suited them, then I have again other amazing spaces to choose from that are just, they're in a hotel downtown, walk around. That whole thing is amazing. It's a really small little place. It's fun. So I can't wait to show y'all around. Y'all, I be counting the black people every day. I'm just saying. So when I got y'all, I'm gonna be like, look, I'm 80,000 ancestors deep. Okay.
See,
Y'all see us
like,
coming in the
she's
restaurant?
showing up different now. Look at her. Yeah. What? Oh man, I love
Yeah.
it. I love
Yeah.
it.
I work at a spiritual store, and when I like the second black person I saw, I was like, oh, it's so good to see black people in Asheville. And I was like, girl, I'm about to bring all y'all over here. Okay. You saying that now, wait until a couple years from now. They're gonna be like, oh shoot, this got a whole little black people tiny village over there, show dude.
Oh my, listen, been looking for the spot. How far is Asheville from Boone?
It's gotta be around the corner because I hear somebody talk about it every other day.
Huh. I'm going to the Art of Living Retreat Center in
Oh
like
yes,
in
I
like
think
3 days.
it can't be more than 20 miles from where I live because I was looking for retreat centers, of course, and it
Uh-huh.
as a place that I could reserve for y'all. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So it must be super close. Cause it was like one of the first ones that popped up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When
I'm
are you
gonna have
coming?
to Wednesday.
Oh, well, shit, honey, I'll
Wednesday.
see you this weekend then.
What'd you say?
Then I'll see you this weekend. Text me.
I know. So I will have to, yeah, Wednesday till Monday.
Okay, yeah. I'll
So
be
yes, I
yeah, I'll
will.
be in Greenville doing a sound bath on like the 12th or something. But
Okay.
that
Okay. All right. I'm gonna look at the thing and all the things and then because that would be super dope.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, North Carolina, hold on. Why can't be that? I mean, look, there's Charlotte, Asheville. Can't be we running out of cities, right?
Campus, honey. We can go to my favorite little rooftop pizza place, honey. It's so nice.
That's what's up. I can dig it. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this went faster than I thought. That's kind of, but that also means if you have more time, would you like some more sound bathing?
Listen, I'm never gonna say no to some sound bathing.
All right. Well, anybody else have any questions?
I don't have any more questions, but I'm going to thank you. I have to hop off. This
Okay.
is fantastic. I can't wait. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the sound bath we started with. That was the perfect way to end my weekend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to take y'all out of here for the next 10, 15 minutes. All right. I pray that the rest of your evening is blissful and fluid. I pray that your ancestors speak to you sweetly in your dreams. Night, y'all.
Blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, River. Thank you, Fawn. Night, Kente.